The Witch, as written and narrated by Chiles Bown. That's me. Long ago, at 3 a.m, the thick fog was creeping over the moors of Devon. The large stones, known as Stonehenge, were surrounded by small lights floating and dancing around. The stones were dripping with sweat, and the wind was howling and chanting like whispers of spells. A local mud hut village was writhed with fear as everyone knew the witch's tale. Every 100 years she would come carrying a candle and her magic. Dressed in black, and from thin air she would appear to torment the villagers. The stones would moan as the wind got stronger, and that the sign of the witch was now coming. One night a dark black horse and rider came in from the north and asked a villager about the tale. "I'm not afraid," he said. "Bring her to me." He took out his sword and held it to the sky. "Come to me, witch, and know me. Know the power of my sword." A clap of thunder and lightning, the witch appeared with a cackled laughter. "Who are you?" she asked. "I am the one to stop you." "Stop me?" She laughs and points her finger in his direction. His black sword stopped her spell, and she knew then she had met her match. A long battle of wit and cunning claimed the night until the witch suddenly won. The horseman fell to his knees, and his sword turned from black to gold. He looked up into the witch's glowing eyes and gasped as she had such beauty only he could see. As he lay dying, the witch was shocked, as his sword she knew well. It was her wand. 1,000 years earlier she gave him her wand so he would live. They were lovers. Lost in the moment, the witch grabbed the sword, and immediately she turned into a beautiful sorceress with long golden blonde hair and a white dress. The people of the village looked on with amazement. The witch was not evil at all. No, she was a good witch who gave up her good looks and her wand for the love she once knew. Now the dark stranger was dying, and she had that choice again, live or die. The witch held him in her arms once more, and as she wept, he said, "Please, my princess, you have to live a life of good now." She sobbed, choking on her words. "I lost you among the living. I will not lose you among the dead. I can save you again." "No, it's my time. I have lived 1,000 years for this moment. Please, end my torture and let me die." The golden sword shone brightly, and the wind slowed. The dancing bright lights suddenly started to take form of ghosts of families gone past. Some from the village recognized their lost relatives and called out to them. The ghosts approached the witch. "We have been in limbo because of your evil. Now please be good to us. Let us go into the light." The dark horseman looked into the eyes of the witch and smiled. She sobbed again. "Goodbye, my love. We shall meet on the other side in another 1,000 years." And with that she raised the golden sword and broke the spell that had surrounded the village for so long. A bright golden light appeared in the middle of the large stones, and the ghosts entered and disappeared. A feeling of peace and love fell on the village. The witch was now no longer a witch at all, but a magical princess. The villagers welcomed her into their lives and gave the dark horseman a large celebrative cremation. For many years the prophecy and tale had passed down about a saviour for the people, but no one knew who it would be until that moment. As the flames of the cremation grew higher, the villagers and the princess looked to see the spirit of the horseman rise into the sky. He blew a kiss and smiled to the princess and disappeared into another golden light. The village poet offered his thanks and began to write about that night. 3 a.m. the fog was thick. Can only see by touch her stick. Fading screams around the walls, large stones mixed with quiet drones. Glowing realms through mist she sees of other plains and blackened leaves. Whispers calling out, of course all know, the other side is her home. To return she cackled her plea, and in her laughter her red eyes see that the day of doom is yet to come. All beware of the witch's thumb. 1,000 years her story told, a witch and horseman who was bold. shall save us all from the witch's toll. The people run, the people hide, for the horseman he now rides. His brave heart showed no fear. He took out his sword and shouted, "Bring the witch here!" In electric sky and the sound of thunder, this man now a spell he's under. But his black sword broke him free. Into the witch's eyes he did see. Face to face the evil eye, the witch looked down from the sky. As the man to his knees he fell, such beauty the witch did dwell. With his black sword he offered his head, but to her surprise he was already dead. She lifted him up and started to weep. It was her lost love that she had seek. All these years a love had been lost, now reunited at a cost. 1,000 years ago that day she saved his life and ran away. To let him go now she discovers, as his black sword was then colours. It was her wand that she gave him to live, the magical powers was hers to give. The end.